What is up, guys? Arolf here, back again with another video, and today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man's integrated suit. This is Build-A-Figure Armadillo, so let's get into it. So taking a look around the packaging, on the top you get the spider logo right there, Spider-Man No Way Home, with the logos right there, with the suits on both sides. On the back you get a picture with a brief description, so pause if you want to look and read at those. On the bottom UPC, scan if you want it, and without further ado, let's get into it. So taking a closer look at Spider-Man and his accessories, starting off with the head sculpt, you can see it's very similar to the Iron Spider. I don't know if this is a new sculpt, but I'll compare those two head sculpts in a bit here in the comparison portion of this video. But just looking at the suit, there is a lot of texturing details. Kind of have this kind of bright red here with the nice painted gold, which is shiny as well. It's much nicer in the front as opposed to the back here. You can see it's pretty much similar to the Iron Spider that we've seen in Infinity War, Endgame, and also this No Way Home movie that's coming up. You see the spider logos are nicely painted gold here. You see there are some mismatched paints here, like the red lines on the side of the rib cage here, which are half painted, so Thanos would be very much appreciated. Perfectly balanced because they missed out on the paint on the one side. But looking at it, you can see there are no little holes here on the legs or on the arms, so they filled in those gaps, so you get a completely pegless looking figure without the little peg holes on the sides of the arms and the legs. But you can see at the bottom more texturing and peg holes at the bottom of his feet. And for Spider-Man's accessories, you get a pair of whipping hands. You can see it's painted cleanly right there in this nice black paint, as opposed to the lighter gray or the kind of darkish gray on the suit, which is kind of weird. I wish they made the same color on the hands, but what are you gonna do? But when you're also switching out the hands here, some of the little web shooter here, the gauntlets, the gold gauntlets, tend to pop off on one side pretty easily as opposed to the other side. But yeah, just be careful with that. You might lose a piece, or it might go flying out somewhere into the dark ether. And one thing to know about this dumbbell piece right here, this dumbbell joint at the neck here, you can see it feels like a soft rubbery plastic when you're popping off and on the head, so be careful. And it feels like at the base of the neck it might pop off, but it won't. But it does tend to separate at the neck for some odd reason. I don't know why they did that. Probably for some future version of having kind of a neck piece with Peter Parker's head sculpt, like what they did with the Iron Man versus Thanos from the Infinity Saga line. But since he doesn't come with other accessories, this is what the Tom Holland head looks like. This is from the Iron Man Mark 50 and Iron Spider 2-pack, and it looks a little bit long on the neck, but hopefully in the future when the movie comes out, we can get a figure, a battle damage figure of some type. Okay, so now taking a look at Spider-Man's articulation here, starting off with the head. It's on a double ball peg, a dumbbell joint, so it does rotate all the way around quite smoothly. It can look up, not that far, so it can be tricky doing some wall crawling poses, but you can look down just a little bit, like so, just good enough. You get some tilty shifty head movement, little head wobble, and a little forward and back movement like so. And when you're moving the head around, the neck does tend to pop off the little area here at the base of the neck, so it's quite concerning, but I wouldn't worry about it. The arms do rotate all the way around. They bend outward that far, almost at 90 degrees. It's kind of stuck there, a little less than 90 degrees, and inward that much. He also has some butterfly joints which can go forward and back, so he can touch his hands together, and once his arms are put back, they can move that far, so he could touch them on the back as well. And the arms here has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows right there, great range. Wrists are on hinges, so they do rotate all the way around. You can see the range right there. Same thing with the fist. They included hinges on the fist, so you can go up and down or in and out like so. You can see the range right there, and the tip does tend to bend, so be careful with that if you want to keep posing the hands here. You can see the torso here is on a hinge, so you can hinge forward and hinge back, so you can do some wall crawling poses, but it'll just look a little bit awkward. He also has a waist rotation. Legs can kick forward that far, so he could sit down on my hand like so. Back just a little bit. They kind of swing out to the side at an angle here. You can see the legs have a upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, no boot rotation, but his feet are on hinges so they can hinge down like so. Up that much. I wish he had a little bit more range or gave a little bit more weight in the sculpt so he has more range in the feet, but that's okay. Also has the ankle pivot, and that's pretty much it. Okay, now doing some size comparisons here. Spider-Man next to some Spider-Man. You can see the homemade suit, the Stark suit, the upgraded suit, and the Iron Spider suit. Also, Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. Okay, now comparing the integrated suit next to the Iron Spider. Now that I look at it side by side, you can see how they are kind of similar in the eyes, but the head sculpt itself is a completely different sculpt in my eyes. So my mistake on that, but you can see the eyes are very similar. You can see the suits here, the spider logos are a little bit enhanced on the integrated suit. Some of the body lines here, like in the thighs, are kind of carried over from the Iron Spider. They look very similar in the front. It's just more filled in with the gold. You can see you got the same almost hints of design right there with the little gold accents on the legs. And on the calves, you can see the lines here, they're very similar, but obviously it is a different suit because, you know, they need to sell more toys, and I'm glad to buy more. But looking at it, you can see I did some quick head swaps here. You can see I put the upgraded suit on the integrated suit and vice versa, and I do prefer the eyes on the integrated suit, just swapping them back to the original bodies here. The eyes on the integrated suit look more natural, look a little bit better, and a little less comical than the upgraded suit. It's just my personal opinion. It's just, I just don't like the look of the upgraded suit. It's just the integrated suit looks more sharper, more better, more modern. I can't wait until he interacts with this suit with the other Spider-Men. But nonetheless, looking at it, you can see how from one suit he got this suit because, you know, toys and stuff. So overall, I think this is an okay figure. I really do like the gold that they use on this figure. It really does stand out. It looks very good, very shiny once you're taking pictures of him. Posing him around, I think this guy would be only good in a museum pose because he doesn't really come with any accessories, and you can't even back that up with the articulation, because without the articulation for Spider-Man specific figures, is just, what are you gonna do? Just have him in a cool museum pose with his fist out and nothing else, because with the accessories you only get one pair of thwipping hands. They even gave Miles Morales from the video game Gamerverse Marvel Legends, they gave him open wall crawling hands. I don't know why they would do that for that figure. They should have gave him extra hands. Like, I'm pretty sure every review out there of this guy asked for extra hands or somewhat along the lines of that. But other than that, the details are top notch with Hasbro. Since they're charging a little bit more, they made it a little bit more cleaner looking without having the holes on the legs or in the knee area and the elbow area, so they kind of filled those holes up, and the texturing details are nice. I don't know what they did with the dumbbell joint, so I guess that's the new thing with Hasbro, the double ball peg on the neck, so that's new for a more seamless, clean look for the figure without having that hinge joint lines on the neck. So I understand that. But as a figure, I think he's okay. He's a good looking figure if you have him in a museum pose, and he comes 2 per case, so hopefully he wouldn't be hard finding it. Can't wait to see what he does in this suit. Hot Toys has released pictures of this guy having the Iron Spider leg, so in the future I hope that we have a version of that, or a different second version with more hands, more accessories. Maybe even a deluxe figure for like $30. They could have done that. That would have been nice. But other than that, hopefully you enjoyed my review. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and hit the bell to be notified when I upload a new video. So yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys like it. Arolf Moros. This is signing out. Peace.